this is how to do problem number 15. Once again, for the introductory parts, you might want to review number 12. Actually, let me, yep, that's it. So you might be wondering what, first of all, is integer.max value. Well, just think of this as a really big integer. So just think of, like, I don't know, a giganto integer, like, I don't know. You get the idea. It's just big. I don't really know what number it is. It doesn't matter. It's a ginormous integer. So, as you can tell, we have an array. Once again, it's going to be plugged into this method called afro. And afro takes in this array, and it will return an integer. Let me erase that and make it a little bit more clear. Yep, it returns an integer like that. So, what's happening? Well, it's looking at the whole array. We know that pretty easily because it's going from index at position 0, just like any other array, starts it to position less than nums.length, which once again is the same as saying I is less than or equal to nums.length minus 1. Let me write that a little better. Nums is less than or equal to nums.length minus 1. Okay? In other words, it's going all the way to the end of the array. So, what's happening? Well, if the item of the array, nums I, is less than the number, which remember, max value is this ginormous value. So it looks like 51 is less than that number. So it's going to set number equal to 51. It's no longer that giant number. I'm going to I++, since we're not at the end of the array yet, let's look. Okay, nums I, now it's nums 1. Is that number smaller than or equal to number? Well, 52 is not less than or equal to 51, so we don't do anything. I++. Look at the next number, 36. Is 36 less than or equal to the number? Yes, it is, so we change it. So reflect on this and think, what is happening as we're going through the array? Well, all we're doing is we're just going through the array and constantly setting the item, if it's smaller than number, to the number. In other words, it's trying to find the absolute smallest item of the array, because if the number is going to represent what is the smallest number that I see so far. So as we continue with this array, okay, let's look at 5. 5 nums is nums I. It's less than or equal to 36. Okay, so we'll change it now to 5. So it's going to keep changing number to whatever's a smaller number. So it just keeps looking through. In other words, it's going to return the smallest item in the array, which is 3. And that's a basic rundown on how to do number 15. Now, actually, number 16 is very similar. Just notice that now it just says integer.min value. So think of a really tiny number, like negative 9999999. Since I is 0 and is less than nums.length, or less than or equal to nums.length minus 1, it's going to go through the entire array, starting at position 0. So this time, look at this. This says, if the item of the array, nums I, is larger than or equal to the number. So let's look. The item of the array, 51, it is larger than negative 9999. So it's not called num anymore. It's called number. So number is now going to no longer be this. It's going to be 51. Go back to the loop. Let's look at the 52. Is the item of the array bigger than or equal to number? Well, 52 is bigger than 51, so it is. So basically, this problem is just this number 16 is pretty much the same as number 15. It's just now it's constantly going through the array, and if the number is bigger, it's going to change that it's going to change number. In other words, number is going to represent the maximum number. So this time we just go through the array and constantly change it, but basically what number is doing, it's looking for the largest number. In this case, it's just going to be 52. So number represents the largest number, which is 52. In contrast, for number 15, it's pretty much the same problem. It's just that number is really just the smallest number. Which is 3 in this case. And that is how to do numbers 15 and 16.